So you've written recently about data paralysis, a phenomenon that you see many institutions suffer from. Could you tell us more about it and perhaps the potential strategies to overcome it?
Yeah, I guess this is kind of a catchy phrase. We I guess, not sure if anyone else used it before, but I did use it and try to describe this phenomena where people want to build new services, maybe build new customer journeys or provide better decision-making tools, etc., for their customers, right? The end customers, the private persons using financial services. And it typically starts with this idea that, I need all of the data in perfect order to be able to do anything. So what kind of happens is that people run this big, if you're an incumbent, right, you'll have old systems, so you'll have several, tens of different systems. If you're a big player with data spread out, might it be expensive even like querying data into those systems. So you have these huge IT projects trying to kind of, streamline that, replacing systems, fold them into a new, bigger system or whatever. And it's like hugely complex, takes forever, right? I mean, naturally. But that also means that this paralysis, like, okay, we have to do that first before we can do anything. And then you just, the years go by and it's like you're talking about like 5-year time horizons to get these projects through the door, if it's even like sometimes even longer, right? And then they fail sometimes, so you have to start over. So that's kind of where we coined this phrase, data paralysis, like that, this idea that you need everything in order before you can do anything. So I think there's a couple of ways you can just, mentally get around this. It's like, okay, if you focus first on what is the query or question from the end customer you're trying to solve, right? So, okay, it might be like, how much will my pension income be if I invest X each month or whatever? In how much time can I achieve this kind of level of wealth, whatever? There's typically, like, can I buy this house? Can I afford to have this kind of mortgage, right? Most of these interactions will at some point start with a query from the customer. And then you kind of try to isolate that and just, really analyze the component of that. And I think oftentimes customers are quite happy to input a few points about themselves or about the situation to get an answer. You don't kind of need this perfect, holistic, 360 kind of thing going. You can still add value to the customer in isolation. And there's also a lot of like approximations and estimates you can use to get people started and thinking about these things and kind of have a reasonable ambition with what you're building, right?